to Friday English Podcast, learning English in a digital world.
We're back with another fun and educational episode. Hi, Teacher Dessa.
Hello, Teacher Jennifer. Hello, listeners. Hello, students. Good afternoon or good morning.
Good morning, good morning. And Teacher
Today,
Dessa?
Today we have a very special topic because, this is very trendy. Like students know this one. It's very famous, the MBTI.
That's right. Today we are going to talk about MBTI. What is your MBTI? Or what is Myers-Briggs Type Indicator? Okay, so this is a popular personality test that helps people understand themselves better. So, question, Teacher Dessa, have you ever taken an MBTI test?
Yes, I have, and I was really amazed about the result, and I didn't see it coming. Like, I thought I'm this and like that, but it turns out it's different. So I was shocked. How about you? Have you tried the MBTI test?
Yes, and I think that the result that I received is something that I expected because I think I know myself a little better. Yes, and do you know why we are going to talk about MBTI?
Why?
Because it helps us to know ourselves and also to know what kind of maybe profession
Yeah, that's
or
true.
job or career that we will take in the future.
Yeah,
So,
especially our senior high students.
yes, that's right. So you should know yourself so that you know what kind of job
Profession or job.
you will take later on. So
Wow.
stay tuned.
So that's perfect because today we're gonna explain the basics of MBTI, and it's in a simple and fun way. And because it's quite long, so maybe we can divide the topics per part, like part
Yes.
1 and
Part 2.
part 2. So, Teacher Jennifer, can you share more about the MBTI?
Sure. Okay, like what I said earlier, MBTI, it's called the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. It is a personality test that divides the people into 16 different types based on 4 key preferences. So you can see it here that these are the types, okay? So which one are you?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
right?
that's a lot.
16.
But we will cover 2 key preferences.
Mhm.
And next episode, we will have 2
Another
more.
2.
Okay?
Okay.
So let's get started.
Yeah, I'm excited. So let's go. So today we're going to go through with the 4 key preferences of MBTI.
Yes.
So since our time is limited, we're gonna focus on 1 and 2,
Yes.
which
Energy
is
style.
and the cognitive styles.
Okay.
So, yep, can you start by focusing on our first key preference, which is the energy style? How do you get energy?
Okay. So when we say energy style, the question is, how do you get energy? Are you more happy being with people? Or are you more happy if you are alone? So you ask yourself, when you are taking the test, there will be lots of questions asking you if you prefer to be in a big group, if you prefer to be alone. So when you prefer to be in a big group, or when you like being around people, or if you like hanging out, or if you get energy by being with people, that means that you are an E person.
You're an
or
E person,
extrovert. Okay, that one. Like for example, me, I'm an E person. I get energy by hanging out with people. But if you prefer to be alone, if you prefer to be like just staying at home, or you get energy by being just with your close ones, you are an I person or introvert.
I person.
Yes. So, for example, you, Teacher Daza, what is your energy type?
Well,
energy style?
don't get me wrong. I like to be with people. I like hanging out with friends. I like doing things and talking to my friends. But most of the time, I like to be alone. So I consider myself an I person. I want to just stay at home, maybe my me time, and even if I'm talking with my friends, I prefer like deep conversation.
Wow.
And you know me that I like to do like a conversation with you with a reflective one, like, hey, what will happen to us 5 to 3 years from now? So like that.
Reflective questions.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, and I'm sure that I'm an I person.
Okay, if you say so, then you are an I. I wanted to be an I person, but I want to be a mysterious type person.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Can you tell us why you become an E person?
Well, because I just love talking. That's it. So the question now is, how about our dear students? Are you an E person or are you an I person? Are you an
Yeah.
extrovert or are
Or
you
an
an
introvert?
So
Okay.
I think we're going to make a poll or a voting system where
Wow.
the students can put in their answers.
Oh, I think we're gonna put up some poll like the what we did last time during Christmas break.
That's right.
So maybe they can put some letters about their personality. Are they extrovert or
Yes.
introvert on the
So
poll?
maybe you can participate here. We will not have speaking challenge for this week.
Oh yeah, because we
will
still have
that
one. Okay.
All right.
And now let's go to our second key preferences, which is the cognitive style. When we say the cognitive style, how you take information. Like, how do you get information?
Yes.
So we have two letters that we have here. We have letter S and letter N. So S, that means it's sensing or sensory or sensor. It means that you focus more on facts and details. Like, you rely on your senses and your experiences to get information. And for the N, it's intuition. It's more of like focus on big ideas and thinking outside the box. Like going an extra mile for thinking. So, yeah.
I think if I'm going to summarize what you have said, we can imagine that as people or the sensing people, when they look at the forest, they can see or hear, they can see everything.
Yeah,
Like
trees.
The trees. They can see individual trees. The color, the shape.
The smell of the flower.
Yes, they can name it.
Mm-hmm.
They can observe all of those. But when you are an N person or an intuitive person, it's like you are looking at the whole forest. Meaning to say, it's like...
It's not only focus on what you see, what you heard, what you smell, and all.
Yeah, it's like
That's
the whole forest. Like you
whole.
say, oh, so this is what it looks like if it's winter.
Oh.
What it looks like when it's
Summer
summer,
and
right?
fall.
So you can see the bigger picture, right? I think, Teacher Dasa, I am an N person because when you are going to show me a picture, I'll say, oh, this is beautiful. The house is so beautiful. But when you are going to look at the picture, you might say, oh, the front door is a little bit big, or the garden is very colorful or very beautiful. It's like this one because are you an S or are you an N?
Well, and now I'm thinking because we're teachers, right? We like to innovate lessons, prepare lessons outside the box. So I can say that I'm an N, but when I try to evaluate myself, I'm more of a sensory person.
I think so too because when I observe like in your desk, it's very organized. Like you want to do things like you
On
have
my
to
way.
what to do today. It's like this one. But I just said what to do today, teach. Just that. But for you, you have to, like detail, teach, make presentation. It's like this.
Yeah, I got used to it because I like to make schedules. I'm a routinary person. Like I like to do the task on my own pace. Like for example, I need to do this, finish the slides, finish this, by this and by that. So I think I'm more of sensory than intuitive.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and I really like real life information, like more on what I've experienced. So I can think outside the box, but most of the time, what I see, what I heard, what I experienced is like that.
What about me? Do you think I'm an S or an N?
I think you're an N
How can you say that?
because you're a very deep thinker person, if I'm gonna ask you, Jennifer, like this, you have always something to say about what if this will happen. Look, I picture this out, and you will always say that teacher Dessa, picture this out. What if like this, like that, and you think outside the box.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. But yeah, actually, when I took the test, the result came out and it showed that I am an N person, but I thought I was an S too.
Oh.
But I'm an N person. So I think it's okay. How about the students?
The students,
Yes.
are you an S or
Are you an N?
an N?
If you are curious about this one and you might think, what are they talking about? What kind of test? When you go to Google, there are free MBTI tests that you can search on and you can just take it. Some questions, there are like 100 questions, and take time to answer it.
Yeah.
Don't rush and study each question so
Yeah.
that you will know if you are really an E or I.
Or an S.
You should
or
take
an
the
N.
test.
Yeah, so just remember, S people are realistic and they trust what they see, what they heard, and their experiences. And when we say N people, the intuitive people, they really rely on deep thinking. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay, so if we're going to summarize what we talk about today, we showed 2 key preferences in this MBTI. So it's like E for
Extrovert.
energy style. Are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? How about for cognitive
For
style?
cognitive style, we have sensing, sensory, or intuitive, or intuition.
So now I can say that I am EN,
EN.
extrovert and intuitive.
And I am IS.
IS.
Yeah, I am IS. For the
Okay.
first 2 key points.
Okay, how about you guys? So I'm so excited to learn more about our students'
Yeah.
personality traits because knowing it, maybe it can help us build activities for them.
Yeah,
right?
it's also very important for us teachers to know the MBTIs of our students.
Teacher, I have a question. One more question. Like, what job is for extrovert people?
Extrovert people, artists, maybe singers, they like politicians, they like to mingle with people. Teachers also.
That's right. And for introvert people, what kind of jobs?
They prefer alone time, maybe analyst or something.
Maybe working in a bank?
Yeah.
Yeah, so think carefully what kind of job suits you best. All right, everybody, I think we've said a lot today, and I'm looking forward for our next episode. We will invite 2 students to join in this part 2 MBTI podcast.
So stay tuned, and we're looking forward for our part 2, and keep joining us in our podcast. This is Teacher Dessa.
This is Teacher Jennifer.
This is Friday English Podcast, learning English in the digital world.
Oh, I miss our timeline.
Yeah,
Have a great
hello.
weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jen.